What's up, Jeffrey? What's up, guys? Nick Devine here, and Devine 83. Another Tuesday build and chill. Um, Before I get started, I did order another RDA. I ordered the what's it called? The Springer RDA, but unfortunately, I ordered it from a shop in China, so it's going to take a while to get here. I actually ordered that and a mod. So that kind of messed up my plans for tonight. I still haven't got that whatchamacallit. I haven't got the Druga pins. I have no idea why they're taking so long. They must be in China, even though I ordered it right from Vape. But what's up, Brad, Dan, Steven? So yeah, hopefully next week I'll have something like that. But today we're going to do the Gorge. I've had this RDA for a while and I do quite like it, but it was sent to me, so I think it would be a good video to do, even if it just is a thank you for getting it sent to me. And I think it's a really cool RDA. I really do enjoy this one. And just like my other videos, we did the Dead Rabbit last week, and I'm absolutely loving the Dead Rabbit. It vapes awesome. Actually, did I already talk about the Dead Rabbit? How much I like it? Did we do another RDA last week? We did. Yeah, no, Dead Rabbit was 2 weeks ago. We did the whatchamacallit last week. The Coil art, Azeroth. And yeah, that's vaping good. I do like that thing. I vaped it all week, and it's nice. I got to put a different build in there to see how much. I'd like to just try it with different builds, but the builds I put in there, the tuning coils, were working really good. They were actually working good on mech too. Better on a box, but they were working pretty good on mech. They settled in at 0.1. Darth Vapor, what's up? Brian, what's up? So, yeah, that coil art, I mean, that's a cool RDA anyway, just the 3 coil RDA. So, yeah. So, got the Gorge today. I've had this for, I mean, it's probably been a couple months now. But, whatever. It's still a cool RDA. It's still fairly new, I guess. I don't think everybody's seen this. Yeah, Dan, I guess Dan can't hear me if he doesn't know if it started. But it's a single coil RDA. A single coil RDA, but there is air holes on both sides. It just shoots the coil at both sides. So this is from Advken. What's up, West? It comes with an Ultim cap that matches the drip tip. And what's up, Dan? I gotta just get it off of here. It's 24mm round. Alright. Let me show you this real quick. It comes with kind of the same kind of tool with Twisted Messes does. What's up, Andrew? And then it comes with all the spares and a squonk pin. And the squonk pin's pretty important with this one, because this is an awesome squonking single coil. So here's the deck. You trap your leads under here. Usually I have to take one of these out to get my coil in pretty easily, but it's no big deal. I'm going to be throwing a build in here anyway, probably the build I do. And then there's the air holes. It's a very reduced chamber. But what's cool about it with the squonking is it's got this, the pin in the middle goes in there, obviously. And that protrudes up. So this way when you squirt your juice in there, there's still a well for the juice to fall in. So it doesn't automatically all suck back down. And then it also shoots out the sides right at your cotton. This thing's got great flavor. It vapes really good. I don't like many single coil RDAs, but this is definitely one of them. Yeah, for squonk, I had this. I actually bought a clone squonk box just for this, and it was working great until the squonk box went. But you know, it works good on other things too. It still holds a lot of juice for a single coil because that is still a deep well. I mean, that well still goes down a good amount. Galactic by osmosis, yeah. And that's basically it. I'm not going to go too crazy in on this one. I'll just get to the build and throw the build in here. It's got the name. What's up, clean as fuck coils? Yes, the dead rabbit supposedly does squonk good also. I haven't got to try that, but it also shoots out, which I didn't mention in the whatchamacallit, and unfortunately it's all wicked up now, so I can't show you. But a lot like this, it also squirts out the sides to disperse it right to the cotton, which I didn't know that when I had it in the video, and then I seen Billy talking about it, so. I did not see the combo RDA for my Joy, not yet. This is very photogenic too, this RDA. I really like taking pictures on here. I really got to get another nice coil in here. Every coil I put in there is usually just for vaping. It's not really for taking pics. So I got to get another one in there. Alright. I was usually using this a lot. So pretty cool, pretty cool. But squonking's pretty much where it's at with this. That's I think that's where it really shines. It almost looks like a Goon LP without the line in the middle. You know, it's kind of the same size actually too. Yeah, it's like exactly. All right. So that's all I gotta say about that. But I have really enjoyed this thing. So, let me get my tripod set up real quick because some of the stuff I'm doing in the beginning isn't going to be good on this view. Alright, what's up, guys? So a stapled helix. A stapled helix is a very good single coil vape. It's probably my favorite single coil. So it is twisted wire as the frame, so you usually have 2 or 3 pieces of round wire, either like 26 or 28, twisted together, 2 of them as frames, and then you put a stack of ribbon in the middle, just like a frame staple, and then you go in the gaps of the twisted wire on a diagonal with some thinner gauge wire. You helix both of them together. So if you haven't seen what a helix is, I have a helix video. You can go watch that. It's a lot like that, only with 2 strands as the frames, and it all gets held together by helixing them 2 together. Now, one thing that's important, there's a couple things to this build that make it less tricky, and one thing you got to keep in mind is your frames to your ribbon, the size of them. So if you have, you got to remember that 26 gauge is about the same height as 0.4. You got to remember that 28 gauge is about the same height as 0.3. But when you twist 2 26s together, it gets a little higher. Alright, so these can be very hard to wrap if you don't use the right ribbon. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use 0.4 ribbon, and I'm going to use 2 pieces of 26 twisted. Forged and wire, what's up? Which is kind of pushing it, but it should, if I fuse it together tightly, everything should be fine. But the reason why you need to make sure of the measurement is because if the staple wire sits down lower than the frames, then there's room for movement inside, which means there's room for your ribbons to go wacky and turn over on themselves when wrapping. So actually right now I'm almost, I mean, I've done this build before, but I'm almost thinking if I should just use 28 gauge frames with 0.4. Yeah, I'm going to do 28. It's just smarter to do 28. So I'm going to twist, or no, you know what? I'm going to go right in the middle with 27. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to do 27 gauge, twist it together, 0.4 ribbon inside. I guess I'm going to do about, I don't know, like 6 or 8 pieces. I got to make sure that it fits in the gorge good, so 6 or 8 pieces, I guess. Probably more likely 6. So this is a build that after you're done twisting your frames, if the ribbon's too big, you're good. I mean, the ribbon's probably never going to be too big, but if the ribbon is touching the fusing wire, that's good. Then the fusing wire is holding the ribbon. But the ribbon's almost never going to be bigger than the frames. I don't even know if that's possible. I mean, I guess if you used like 0.5 and 28 twisted, I mean, the ribbon would be probably up higher than the 28 twisted. But I just wouldn't recommend doing that. Yeah, 0.8 and 26. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. So, yeah, let me get started with this then. So I'm going to get my 28 gauge. 27, I'm sorry. If it was 27 and 0.5, it would probably work out pretty good. That would work out fine. Because I used to do 26 and 0.5. And that would work out good. You have that, yeah. But if you have 26, I would go with 26 with 0.5 if you have that. But 27 should work out fine. I'm not using 28, I'm using 27. Alright. I'm confusing myself here. So here's 27. So when you do these, you only twist the wire with the drill. Everything else is done by hand. You can't spin these. You can't do them the correct way and spin these on the drill. What's up, Rye? Yeah, 0.8 staples. They're fun to wrap. Yeah, I've seen them. Alright. So I'm going to get my 27 gauge. And I'm going to get out. I'm going to go for. I usually do single coils when I do these. But I actually do have to make a coil for somebody. So maybe I'll try to go dual. So I guess I want around 16 would be 8. I need 16 when I'm finished, so I need about 32 inches to start. So I'm going to get out a long strand. I'm going to stretch it a little bit to make it straight, because stretching wire makes it straight. I bend it in half, cut it off the spool. Alright. Now I'm going to get both ends. And I'm going to bend a 90 in it, in both ends. Then I'm going to get my drill. And I'm going to put my wires in the drill. Alright. Now I'm going to get my coil master bit. No, actually this is an old drill. I think I left my DeWalt downstairs. Yeah, I took my DeWalt to work. I left it downstairs, so luckily I don't really need it. Alright. I'm not going to hold it too tight. I'm just going to hold it just kind of firm right now. I'm just going to do a twist slowly, holding very little pressure right now. When I started twisting, I made sure that them wires, like, they weren't twisted to start. They were straight going to my bit, right out of my drill. So now, I got a twist on it, and it's a nice, even twist. Alright? Because sometimes this can fuck up, so that's why you want to start slow with little pressure. So I got a nice, even twist here. Now, I want to pull more pressure on it. I want to pull this back and spin fast. Alright, I'm going to pull the pressure again. My battery died, of course. And I'm going to spin it fast until it breaks at one of these parts, either at the drill or the bit. I don't care which one. Broke at the drill. Now, it's important that I pull the pressure on it, because if you don't, what happens is you get these little swirls in it. Alright, so now, it broke at the drill. I'm going to take the other end that was on the bit, and I'm going to put that in the drill. And I'm going to leave the drill spinning in the same exact direction. Alright? Same direction as it was just spinning. Do not change it. I'm going to take my needle noses, grab the other end. I'm going to pull these tight away from each other and spin it again until one of them breaks. So that's a full twist. That is completely twisted. You can't twist it no more. Alright, I twisted from both sides until it broke. So it's completely twisted. You can't get any more twist out of that, and that's what you want. You want that because you want your frames uniform. You don't want one twisted more than the other. You want them both the same exact twist, or it's going to be a pain in the ass. You want both of your sides to be perfect. That's why I like to do them both on one strand. I don't like to do two different ones. I do both on one strand and twist them completely. They need to be dead on, same exact twist. We'll be here, Brad. In fact, we'll wait. I'd be fucked up if I held you all hostage. What's up, Drew? Crazy Face McGee. Alright. So I got my twisted wire here. And what I want to do is I want to get my measurement on it. So it's 12 inches to here. Plus 4, perfect. 16 inches. Awesome. It's like exactly what I wanted. Now at 8 inches, I'm going to cut it. Do not flip. I'm not going to flip either of these. I'm just going to drag this up this way. Alright. I'm going to keep them like that the entire time. So now I got 2 pieces completely twisted. Alright. Just subbed to me today. Thank you. Yep, stapled Helix. I get asked to do this one a lot. It's usually very hard to film a stapled Helix because it's with your hands. And usually your hands are in the fucking way, but I'm going to do my best. That's all I could do, is do my best. And I think I could actually just talk somebody through this without really showing them, so the visuals will just be a plus. Alright. So that's a real important part of this build, to have them perfectly twisted together to the max. Yeah, man, that dead rabbit video is like my top video right now. Yeah, that I think it's almost up to 900 views, and the only other videos that have views close to it are the Enigma coils. Are the only other videos that are even coming close to that video. But I'm glad you're here. Everybody in the chat's pretty cool, so. Yeah, I'm about to buy me another dead rabbit, to tell you the truth, so I could keep building one and vaping one. Alright, let me make my ribbon stack. So, I'm going to go all Canthal on this because with 4 nichrome frames, it's already going to be a low build. So, yeah, I suggest the Dead Rabbit for sure. It's a really good price, and the flavor's amazing. What's up, y'all? Y'all come back now, you hear? That's all I got in me. It's when you know, I'm from Philly, so we don't use y'all. We use yous. What's up, yous? These guys are crazy. I'm drinking water. Drinking water. What are yous guys drinking? What part of Philly? I'm in I'm Fishtown. Alright, so I need to just cut a couple pieces of ribbon at 16 inches. Hops flavored water. Alright, so I got 3 pieces at 16 inches. Yeah, Fiji water is expensive though. And plus, I'm not big on spring water. I like purified water better. I don't really like spring water. I'm about 3 hours. Why? Where are you from? 3 hours? 3 hours away. What? So Fiji isn't considered spring water? Oh, Maryland. I got family in Maryland. Don't know what parts, but so I'm just doing my basic ribbon stacking. It's a well. It's well water. Huh. I always thought there was only 2 kinds. I thought it was either purified or spring. I guess wrong. Alright. So now I'm wrapping my loop up with some 40 gauge. Yeah, I mean, I've read the back of them before. It's like they gather it up at the end of the earth purifies it naturally, and they gather it up at the end of the fucking mountain or something. I think it does say something about a well in there. Alright. Get some water. Dip my fingers in there so it helps the ribbon stick together. Just helps with stacking. Just like any other ribbon stack you do. Just like if you were prepping for a staple or a frame staple. Go 1.5 inches down from the loop now. Do about 5 wraps. I pinch that and take it all the way down to the end. Alright, now it's nice and stacked. Now I could come down to this end, take the 40 I left on, and just do 5 more really tight wraps in here. Alright. So now I'm going to get my twisted wire. I can cut this ribbon clean here. I'm going to get a piece of 40 gauge, cut it off the spool. Just about 10 inches I need. And just like if I were going to frame this with round wire for a frame staple, I'm going to put one twisted wire on one side, one on the other side, make sure my ribbon's standing up in the middle. I actually like sweet tea a lot. I've been stopping drinking soda. I have one cheat day, which now that I've stopped, I don't even enjoy the soda anymore. It actually kind of makes me feel like shit. But I used to be like a Mountain Dew junkie. So I'm just going to wrap this end up real good. I suppose you could hot glue this. Maybe I'll do that. But first I wrap it really good. You could put something in the middle here. It's kind of personal preference. I'm going to, I guess. But I don't want to put something too crazy around it. Because I'm going to be taking it off really shortly. So I'm just going to do like 3 wraps of some ribbon that I have sitting here. Crimp it down and leave it a little long so I can take it off easily. And then I'm going to go slide my fingers all the way down to the end here. And wrap this end up nice. Nice and tight. Damn, you're a mutt. It's cool. I'm a mutt too, so. Alright, so now I got both ends binded and one in the middle. And I'm just going to hot glue the part that I'm going to start at, because I actually end up putting this in a vise to start off. So I just need to find, there's my torch. Now I just need my hot glue. So this hot glue is going to serve two purposes. One is to keep everything together at the starting point, and the other is because I'm going to clamp down on this with a vise, and it gives it kind of a handle so it doesn't mess up my wire here. Looks like I could have binded it one more time with some ribbon. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright. This is all prepped and ready. So, when you helix this, lots of people think that it is one wire going up. It's not. It's usually anywhere from 5 to 9 pieces of wire going up this helix. The most important one to get done right is the first one. The first one is going to set the tone for the rest of the build. So the very first helix wire that you send up this is the most important. In order to get a full helix, and what I mean by a full helix is a helix that hits every space, that every space is filled and there's no spaces in between left out. In order to get that done, you have to have the same amount of spaces in each and every section. So usually you do a wrap, you skip 5 spaces, do the other wrap, skip 5 spaces on the top one, bring it around, skip 5 spaces. You got to do that. I'm not going to kill myself with that today. If I don't get a full helix, it's alright. I'm going to try to start off and get a full one. But if I don't get it, I'm not going to kill myself, but I'll tell you how to get it. So if you wanted to get a full helix in every single space, you just need to count the spaces and make sure that you keep that pattern all the way up. Because if one space has 5 and the other space has 6, then that means at the end one of them spaces is going to get left open. Just gotta find my vise real quick. To pull out the big vise on this one because I don't know where my little vise is. This big fucker. So you could hold these and do it, and most of the time that's what I do. I actually hold it like this, get the wire in there, and wrap it around, and just move my fingers up and wrap it. But in order for me to use the camera and everything, I'm going to need an extra hand, so I'm going to be putting it in the vise. But I need something to clamp down on it like this. I can't have it go sideways. I need it to clamp down like this, top and bottom. So what I use is a C-clamp, and then I vise the C-clamp. Actually, where is... I'm going to use this. It's perfect. What's up, redneck? Alright. So for my Helix wire, I'm going to use, I think 38 gauge will work just fine. Yeah, 38 will work good. Alright, let me get this set up so you guys can see. What's going on? Give me a minute, guys. This might get tricky. This is what I was saying about this build. Doing it live, it's going to be a little tricky to get it on film. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I wish it would stop focusing. It's like it wants to focus on my hand. Whatever. We'll figure this out. Alright. So the trick is you only want to look at one side. You don't want to look at both sides. You want to focus on one side. If you focus on both sides, you're going to fuck it up. I'll guarantee that. You're going to fuck it up. You want to look at one side, and that's it. Focus on that one side. Go in the spaces you got to go into. Get the angle proper, and that's it. Do one at a time, and that's it. You just get this first one down right, and the rest are easy. You get that first one good, and the rest are fucking, and it's a breeze after that. It's literally just, I mean, you'll see. So first things first, just like if it was in a drill, I'm gonna get my wrapping wire anchored on my cores and my frames. So I'm just going to take this 38 and wrap it just to get myself anchored in to the wire. I can snip that. Alright, so now you could see that the angle I'm going to have is going to be going this way. Alright, it's not going to be going this way. It's going to be going that way, and that's just something you could tell by the twists, the way you twisted it, I guess. And I really need this to stop doing that. Alright. So there's a way to just, this first one isn't going to be good. Alright. But you just want to find what kind of looks right. Alright. And get the wire into one of them gaps. And like I said, this first one, you don't really want to concentrate on that. It's this next one that you kind of want to concentrate on. And actually, I'm going to take about 20 inches off the spool and just use that instead of leaving it on the spool. Alright. So I'm going to hold. Come on. Now, the less amount of ribbon in the middle, or whatever you put in the middle, no, you don't want, no. The manual hand drills would not be good. You do not want this to twist. You want to look at one side. It's you do not put this on a drill. I'm not just using my hands because it's slow. I'm using my hands because I do not want to look at the other side of this. You're going to make a big mistake doing that. Yeah, just don't let it happen again. I didn't mean to get so passionate about that. It's just, this thing's pissing me off at the same time. I just want this camera to focus. Alright, so you can kind of see I'm on the same angle. Now, you could... you could, like if I wanted to make sure that every space was filled, I would actually count the gaps here and count the gaps here and make sure they're even. So I would say, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and make sure I skip that many spaces. And then when I come around the back, make sure I skip 7. Alright? Come on. When I come around the back, make sure I skip 7 again. And then make sure that when I come up from there, I skip 7. So that's kind of how you would fill all the gaps, and just make sure that you always leave the same amount of gaps inside as over there and as the one preceding it. Alright? And if you leave the same amount of gaps open for your next wrap, you could get a full helix if you do it perfectly. You make sure that you pull every time that you come around the back here. Pull tight. You can kind of put your fingers on it here. Some people also use the nylon pliers to hold it tight while they're wrapping it around. You could do that. Alright. So now I'm gripping this, pulling tight. And since I'm not counting the spaces, I'm just making sure that my angle that I'm doing now looks like the angle that I did before it. And if not, go a space up or a space back. If it looks too small, go a space up. If it looks too big, go a space back. Just gotta make sure you pull it tight every time, especially on this first one. So usually this first wrap takes me much longer than this because I'm counting the spaces. But not every helix has to be a full helix. You definitely want to make sure that you get at least like 4 wraps on there, because if not, it's not going to coil up for you. The ribbon's going to bust right through. So I would suggest get at least 4 or 5 on there really good if you're not going to do a full helix. But a full helix is anywhere from 5 to like 9 spaces skipped. So 5 to 9 of these helixes. And the reason why they're different is depending on the thickness of the entire wire. So if I had like 10 ply in here instead of 6, I'd have to skip more spaces to get that angle. The less spaces that you skip, the easier it's going to be to count, but the less of an angle it's going to be on. The more of an angle you get it, the nicer it looks. And the more uniform you get it, the nicer it looks. But I'm just going to get through this so I could kind of show you the basic steps of doing these. But when I do these and count them, this is like a build that I always use my magnifying glasses with to count them spaces. Like I said, you only got to count the spaces on the first one. And I'll show you why in a second. Alright. So I got all the way through that. It's helixed all the way down. It's not all the same spaces, but you know, I got a pretty nice angle all the way down. Alright. So now, after that first one, which I really just recommend taking your time on the first one and getting it as good as you can. Spend a couple minutes on it because the next steps are really, they're so much easier. So now, you have your spaces counted, you did your helixing up there, everything's all good. All you got to do is take your next wire and go to either the next one up or the next one down on the space. You come back up around. So I went to the one above that one. So now I just go to the one above this one. Make sure I get the very next space above it. Don't skip a space in between. Which I did skip a space there. But this isn't even a long enough lot. Yeah. So I'm going to get myself anchored in. Come around that first one, that doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to come around this second one and go to the next open space. Alright. And then I'm going to come around the back of this one. I'm going to get the next open space and pull tight. Bring it around. The next open space, pull tight. And just stay on the top of each of them wires. Make sure you continue to pull it tight. I fucked up there. I'm not going to worry about it. But normally I'd want to go back. Actually, I could come from this side and fix it later if I want it. I don't know if anybody's seen Game of Thrones this week, but that was probably like my favorite episode that ever happened. If you don't watch it and you're able, if you have like HBO, and even if you don't watch the show, I definitely suggest going back to last week's episode and watching the last 20 minutes. Because even for somebody that doesn't like watching the show, it's a very enjoyable 20 minutes of war with dragons. Yeah, season 7, episode 4. Just the last 20 minutes. You don't have to really know nothing. It's just fucking chaos, really. It's the war scene. Alright. Alright, bro. Alright, guys, so this is the next step. I'm going to go in the next space above them two, all the way up the wire. A step after that, I'm going to go in the next space, all the way up the wire. And that's all, like, it's really that easy. So what are you doing with the other half? So I guess I'll kind of show you this view of what I'm doing. It looks like I should be coming around the back a little better than what I am. I'm kind of rushing it though. But the rest of this I should be able to get done quickly. I might only do 3 more strands up and see what it looks like and just go from there. So that's what we'll do. What do we got, a bunch of chefs in here or something? What's up, Subone? Thank you. What's that? A great marketing idea? I like ideas. I don't like going to the market much. Nick Head shirts. Listen, if there comes a time where I'm able to do it, I would. But right now, it's just hectic because the resistance crew is trying to kind of do the same thing. So, in order for me to do that, it's already taken up a lot of time and resources. But maybe somewhere down the line. It might be a little too early right now for that. But once we figure it out with the team, I may have a better idea of how I would go about it. Well, it's good to know. Use guys. That's exactly how you spell it too. Use guys. And then it could say hashtag frap life on the back. Sponsored by Coffee Black. And just pull. Bring it around the back. Just make sure it feels like you're falling into the grooves. Kind of just clicks in there. Yeah, Coffee Black's probably busy in the studio. Killing the game. Shit's so hot you burn your tongue. So those of you that don't know Coffee Black, you'll see people say it sometimes because when I was on Instagram Live, when I was like starting to do live videos, I'm sitting here building in the middle of a sentence, and I pretty much respond to everybody that says something. You know, if you're talking, I'm reading it. If you ask a question, I try to answer if I'm paying attention. And I was in the middle of a sentence, and some dude comes on, and his name's Coffee Black, and he says, "Hey guys, go over to iTunes. My new single just dropped, and you could download it right now." So I said, "Oh, everybody, fucking stop watching the video and go over to fucking iTunes and look up Coffee Black and go download his fucking song." And then he actually started talking about vaping, and I felt like a dickhead. He said, "Oh, I'm vaping in Aspire," or something. He said some shit. Made me feel like an asshole. And then he said, "All right, buddy, have a good night." And then we joked about it. Had a good laugh. Saying Coffee Black shit so hot it burns your tongue. Shit like that. Oh, I didn't go over and see. Nobody went over and seen the song. Frank might have went to go check it out. He might have. I wouldn't have put it past him. I know he got a kick out of it. So we'll have a throwback joke to Coffee Black every once in a while. Maybe one day he'll get famous and put me in one of his fucking songs. Or maybe he'll catch me at a vape meet and beat the shit out of me or something. So if you came over to Philly, the spot near me is like my favorite, really. It's not just because it's near me. The guy that brings the juice in has the same tasting juice as I do. Or actually, I shouldn't say as I do. He's good with keeping a good inventory and cutting the bullshit and only ordering shit that's actually going to sell. And that's Vapo 2. It's my local shop. They also hold my coils. My second favorite shop is probably Vapordelphia on 9th and Sale Street. Vapo 2 is a 5-minute walk from my house. If you ever go there, just text me, and if I'm home, we can meet up. I meet Brad there sometimes. These guys know the Omi Mark. He lives close by. Ryan Hopkins is local here. And if you guys know Symphony DeVoe, actually works there. One of the main Duvo guys. He's actually the one that brings in the juice and cuts the bullshit. Real cool dude. Nice shop, nice chill shop. It's got an escape room in there. I should say it has an escape room in the back. And if you go to Vapo2 on Instagram, you can kind of see what's on their shelves. They always have pictures of the juices on their shelves at the time. And they got a nice selection. Every time I go in there, there's always like at least 5 juices I really want to buy. They have good sales on First Friday. And that's Vape02. From Colorado. 5,000 miles, I'm in UK. From South Florida. Yeah, it's not that good of a shop. I wouldn't come from all them places. No shop's that good of a shop, I should say. Yeah, some dude, that should happen sometimes, where your wick just turns a certain color. Yeah. Yep. Especially red. I've had juices that, you know, it's probably, let me guess, It's probably some kind of a red fruit flavor. If it's turning like a red, it's probably like either a cherry juice or maybe a strawberry juice. Maybe like an orange flavor, blood orange or something. Gummy, yeah. Raspberry. Yeah. Yeah, I have like one juice. It turns like a lightish green. It turns a cotton. All right, I'm gonna run up this one more time. So I'm gonna have 5 Helix wires in this, but there's still gonna be a good amount of spacing in it. So one more time up this. I'll cut it, wrap the coil, and throw it in the gorge. There's a couple juices on the market that start off blue. So I fucked up in a couple spots, but I'm not too worried about it. I definitely have at least one nice coil. So like I said, take your time on that first wrap. That's take more time than I did. So, and you'll be all right. It's that first wrap that's the most important, and all them wraps after it, all easy after that. Just take your time on that first wrap, get it nice and tight, get all the angles correct. One thing I was messing up on is when I come around the back, I'm not making sure that it clicks in, or I wasn't, now I am. But in the beginning, I wasn't making sure it clicked into the twist. Alright, one more. We'll wrap this up. Get it in the gorge. The other coil that I made in this strand is for a buddy. I'm not going to give any names. I'll give his initials though. BC Collins. Sorry I didn't meet you today, buddy. I fucking fell asleep as soon as I got home. But you could have the other end of this wire. I know you wanted a single coil. But one day I'm going to do a tutorial on this with the spacing correct. Yeah, I figured since you didn't text me and were like, what's up, that you didn't really mind too much. If you're doing these for the first time, I would definitely suggest doing the 26 twisted frames because it's a little bigger and easier to see. If you want to just practice it without really having a great weight, do 24. And maybe instead of putting staple wire in the middle, put a fucking alien in the middle or something. Something a little easier. Or clapped in the staple wire first. Clapped in it with like 40. Throw it in the middle of 24, twist it. Helix it with like 36. That would be a good practice. You get the idea with it. Just make sure you keep an eye on what side's the good side and what side's the bad side, because if you flip it over, it's not going to look the same. Sometimes it's close, but nah, it usually doesn't look the same. Goon for sure. But I'd buy the Goon over any RDA. The Goon's just my favorite. Alright, let me show you what it looks like, then I'll show you how I wrap it, which is pretty much pretty much the same as I wrap everything, really. See, that's a lot of spacing left out right there. But as I went up, I stopped skipping so many spaces. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty busy. Pretty busy. Actually, I got the vise here, I might as well use it. Right? Right. So I just gotta see. I forget what's gonna fit in here. If I could do a 3-4 wrap or a 4-5 wrap. I think I could do a 4-5 wrap in the Gorge. I could definitely do another wrap in it. Cool. Just gonna do it with my hands. Oh, whoa, what the fuck did I do? I put 2 more wraps in it. What the hell? There you go. Yeah, unwrapping ribbon does suck. But if you're careful enough, you won't fuck it up too much. Just gotta go little by little. Now, this is definitely not the prettiest Helix I've ever done, but I'm just gonna take them both out. So I just took both the Allen keys out so I could just drop my build right in here. It seems to be the easiest way to do this. Just make sure you don't lose the keys and you'll be fine. Or the screws and you'll be fine. Yeah, KP is good, but it's expensive, man. It really is. Yeah, I've messed with N90. It's alright. It ain't all that in a bag of potato chips, but it's alright. They really should, Brad. So you get your build in there, and then you just pull it up. Yeah, 36 is the best for aliens, I think. Me too. Me too. So I skipped so many spaces in this. That it's damn near half naked, really. One second, guys, my battery. But the good thing is I left the good wire for Brad, so I'm probably just gonna end up vaping this one. I actually think I may take time out in the next day or two to just make a nice Helix to go in here. This will vape really good, that's for sure, but this thing was hard to wrap. Yeah, I'll get to the ohms. I'll get to the ohms. Four core fuse Clapton, huh? 'Thanks, guys. Anybody else want to guess? So 4 pieces of 27 nichrome twisted. And 6 pieces of 0.4 Canthal. So we got a 0.15, a 0.08, a 0.13, a 0.12, 0.12. Oh, what's up, Bones? I never said what's up. It's a 0.1, 0.10. .13 I have to burn, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Which would actually be perfect on this. Probably be perfect on a squad. Just want to send some heat through it and get it straightened down a bit. It's glowing even already. 0.15. All right. I have a clone goon, and it's not a very good clone, but I'm sure you could get a good clone. Yeah, 0.15 now. Just need to wrap this one up. Have this ready, and then I'm just gonna close out this video. But once again, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hitting the like and subscribing. I actually got some pretty cool news this week. When it's a definite, which I think it's a definite, I'm pretty sure. But once I get the real okay, I'll share it. But it's actually pretty cool. It should help out this channel pretty good with a couple things. So just look on my IG feed and you'll get the news there. But other than that, the next live video is on Saturday. Not absolutely positive what I'll be doing. No, I wish a DEVINE RDA. That would be awesome. Then again, I have no fucking ideas for an RDA, so that wouldn't be awesome. There you go, Brad. All wrapped up. I don't know if you were putting this in a single coil or in a dual. I'll talk to you later, though. Also, I don't know if you wanted something really low or something at a 0.15. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I know exactly what that is. It's a single coil. Send me a picture of that RDA deck, Brad. Awesome, Subone. Thank you. But, there's a chance. Okay. Okay, I know what that RDA is, I think. Yeah. The hell? I feel like I'm getting a misfire. Yeah, so Saturday, and I may go on live like I did last week on Instagram to do a little something. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm not sure. I know a way to both stream on a video though. We could just use whatchamacallit. We could do the same thing I do at Fresh. We could do what the fuck is that called? We did it for the team meeting. Zoom. Yeah, Zoom. We could do that. Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about. I mean, I think I told you that. But I've been thinking about bringing that to the channel. Having other people on. I know a couple builders that would come on with me. I mean, I'm pretty sure anybody from the team would. And then there's a couple other that I know that would come on. Yeah, have different, even if it's even if it's not really any topic and it's just bullshitting and building. Or if we did something like I don't know. There's a bunch of things you can do with it, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't care who a guest was. Show could be called Nick and Use Guys. Alright, I'm gonna call it a night. Look at that. 21 people, 21 likes. But if anybody knows see, somebody fucked it up and liked it. You know, can't have nothing. Now there's 20 people and 25 likes. Alright, guys, if anybody has a question or a build they want to see on Saturday, let me know. Because I still have a list of builds I could go down, but eventually it's going to get tough to find builds. So I'm basically, if I'm going to keep doing lives, I'm basically going to have to recycle through them. Maybe change them up a little bit, but I mean, there's only so much you could do with certain builds. But if there's anything you'd want to see, or even see again, whatever. Maybe there's a build. There's a build that I fucked up that maybe I could do again that you would want to see. I'm going to be doing the snake spine soon. That was actually going to be tonight's, but I'm like so low on 36, and that's the best wire to use. Yeah, Razorback I could do. So I was going to do the snake spine, but I was out of 36. And then there's snake spine. There's a couple simpler ones that just take. I'm thinking about doing when I have an RDA, do simpler builds. Like my Tuesday builds, I may make them simple builds. Something more for beginners and something that I could show off an RDA. I could build something fairly simple and install it and just hang out on Tuesdays, and then Saturdays do the more intricate stuff where I have time to spare and I don't have to worry about getting the video done early or whatever. Yeah, so the snake spine would be maybe I could order some 36 and do it next week. But then I have that, and I've never showed mirroring coils. Never did braids on here yet, and I know how to braid. I mean, there's a lot of braids I could do. Multi-core frame. There's still a lot, but some of them are simpler, and I can't really fill even an hour with some of the builds. But all right, guys, thanks for hanging out. See you.